All right, let's talk about something that's always top of mind, especially after that first cloud bill arrives: cloud costs. We can't wrap up our data warehouse versus data platform showdown without diving into the financial side of things. Let's be real, nobody wants a surprise bill that looks like a phone number. Now, comparing costs between different services and setups, even with the same cloud provider, can feel like navigating a maze blindfolded. And don't even get me started on comparing across different providers. That's a whole other level of complicated. Here's the thing: you'll probably notice that a lot of the supporting services, like cloud storage, are pretty budget friendly. It's those compute heavy services that really rack up the charges. Think of it like this: storage is your basic apartment rent, but those powerful processing services, that's your luxury penthouse suite. So, first things first, figure out which service in your architecture is the biggest spender. Once you've identified the culprit, it's time to put its elasticity to the test. You see, a truly elastic service is like a magical unicorn. You can use it as much as you need whenever you need and then scale it down when you're done. This means you only pay for what you actually use. Sounds amazing, right? Many cloud services claim to be elastic, but it's your job as an architect to call their bluff. Don't be afraid to put them through a rigorous trial. Let's take our data warehouse example with Azure Synapse. It's the star of the show, doing all the heavy lifting, so naturally it's going to be a major cost driver. Now, you can scale Azure Synapse up and down using the Azure API, but here's the catch: it's not exactly a quick change artist. Scaling can take time, think tens of minutes. And during that time, your entire warehouse is basically on a coffee break. So, is Azure Synapse truly elastic? Not really. It's more like that friend who takes forever to get ready for a night out. You can schedule scaling for the evenings if your users are okay with some downtime, but trying to do it multiple times a day? Forget about it. That's just asking for trouble. Another hurdle is that you can't have multiple Azure Synapse instances working with the same data without playing the copy data game. And we all know how much fun that is. Now, let's switch gears to our data platform design. Here, we've got Azure Blob Storage as our main storage hub, and we're using Spark on Azure Databricks to do the processing magic. Databricks is a bit of a data hoarder. It copies the data you need to process onto its virtual machines and keeps it in memory. This does add a bit of overhead when starting new jobs. But the upside is that you can have multiple Spark clusters playing nicely with the same data. Think of it like having multiple chefs in the kitchen, each with their own specialized tools and workstations. These clusters can be different sizes depending on the task at hand, and you can shut them down when they're not needed. Talk about cost effective. From an elasticity standpoint, Azure Databricks is definitely the more flexible friend. It's not unusual to see a dedicated cluster spun up just to run a hefty Spark SQL query and then disappear like a magician's assistant. Of course, there's a whole lot more to cloud costs than we've covered here. But to sum it all up, here's a handy table comparing data warehouse only and data platform designs. There you have it. Hopefully, this gives you a better grasp of the cost considerations and helps you choose the right architecture for your needs. And remember, keep an eye on those cloud bills, or you might end up needing a second mortgage. All right, let's recap what we've learned in this module about building a modern data platform that won't make you want to tear your hair out. Variety is the spice of life and data. We got our hands dirty with a relational database and a JSON file. Why? Because real world data is like a box of chocolates. You never know what you're going to get. This experience gave us a taste of the wild west of data variety that's common in today's analytics platforms. Schema changes? No sweat. One of the biggest headaches with old school data warehouses is dealing with schema changes. It's like trying to fit a square peg in a round hole. But with a data platform, schemas are flexible. New data comes in, No problem. Just toss it in the lake. It's like having a magic closet that expands to fit all your stuff. Location, location, location. Where you process your data matters. SQL processing in a data warehouse can be a bit like trying to parallel park a semi truck. Doable, but not always pretty. With a data platform, we've got distributed processing engines like Spark that can handle massive datasets like a boss. Think of it as a swarm of bees working together to get the job done faster. Flexibility is king or queen. A data platform with a built in data warehouse is like having your cake and eating it too. Power users can dive headfirst into the data lake with Spark, while SQL lovers can query the data warehouse. And for the less tech savvy folks, plenty of commercial tools can connect to the data warehouse so everyone's happy. Pass, your new best friend. Using platform as a service is like having a personal assistant for your data platform. They handle the setup and maintenance so you can focus on the fun stuff. Plus, it's way faster to get up and running. Separate but equal storage and compute. In a data platform, storage and compute are like two peas in a pod, but they live in separate pods. This means you can optimize each one independently for cost, like a savvy shopper with a coupon for each item. Data platform plus data warehouse equals dream team. Combining a data warehouse and data platform is like having the Avengers of data management. You get better performance, more access options, and lower costs. Who wouldn't want that? So, there you have it. A data platform is the key to unlocking the true potential of your data. Now go forth and conquer.